This video will show you how to install the Intersight Assist on VMware vSphere. We also support running the Assist on KVM or Hyper-V, but for those instructions please have a look in the Getting Started guide, which I'm going to link in the description below. The Intersight Assist is used to manage devices and applications that don't have the Intersight device connector embedded. These are mostly third-party devices like NetApp, Pure, Hitachi, vCenter and others. You're able to claim an Intersight Assist into only one Intersight account, but you can claim multiple assists into the same account. This allows you to manage multiple locations from one Intersight account, even if they are on separate networks. One thing to be aware of is that the Intersight Assist is released as a virtual appliance. This means that it's distributed as a VM image that is pre-configured by Cisco, and because we build it from the OS layer till the application, we can support it. This appliance can be deployed in three modes. First, the Intersight Assist, which we're discussing in this video, that needs to have a SaaS account. Then we have the connected virtual appliance, which is an on-prem standalone Intersight application that uses SaaS for some features. And third, the private virtual appliance that supports air-gapped scenarios. In this video, we will show you how to deploy the Intersight Assist. But before we begin, let's go over some of the pre-requirements. The appliance can be installed as a small, medium or large flavor, but for the Assist, small will cover most use cases and that requires 16 vCPU and 32 GB of memory. We support multiple hypervisors, but for VMware we require ESXi 7.0 or higher. The Assist needs to have connectivity to intersight.com, but we support proxies. Finally, you will connect to the Assist on HTTPS port 443 and it needs to be able to reach all the devices that you want to manage on their required ports. So make sure to open your firewalls. But by far the most important step and the most common mistake during the appliance installation is the DNS setup. You will need to create an FQDN in your DNS server, including a reverse lookup. Without that pointer record, which is used for the reverse lookup, your installation will not succeed, as this is how we determine the host name during the installation. Second, for your devices to connect to your appliance, you will need to create a DNS alias that starts with DC- and then your FQDN. Now, after you have correctly set up your DNS, you can go ahead and download the latest OVA from software.cisco.com. Then you need to upload the OVA to your vCenter environment like a data store or a web server, and then you're all set to start the deployment of the appliance. In vCenter you can choose to deploy an OVF template, and here you can paste the URL to your OVA or upload from a local file. It will show you the SSL certificate which you need to accept, and then you can provide the name for the virtual machine. You choose the location. After you selected the location for the VM, you can choose the compute resource on which you would like to deploy the VM. And then it will start reading the OVA file and provide you with some information. You can choose here which configuration you'd like to use. And for the Assist, as I said, you should use the smallest option. Here you can select the data store. And if you like, you can choose thin provisioning. You can choose the network which you want the VM to use, and you only need one network interface, which needs to be routable. Here you can provide all the specifications or customizations for the VM image. You can provide the IP address, the net mask, the default gateway, the DNS domain, and the DNS server. Now this is very important. As I said, during the installation, we do a reverse lookup of that IP address to determine the host name of the VM. After you make sure all your network and DNS settings are correct, you can enter the administrator password and an NTP server. You can choose to modify the disk size for some of the disks, but I recommend to leave them as is. You are now presented with an overview of the settings that you configured, and the installation will start. I've speed up this process, and after the installation of the OVF is complete, you can go to your VM and you can power it on. As it's powering on, you can open up the web console, and I recommend to make sure that the host name you're seeing here on the login screen is indeed the host name that you configured in a DNS server. This assures you that your DNS setup is indeed correct. If it is not correct, in my case it shows Intersight Assist. If that's not there, something is wrong. Next, I recommend you to log in and try to do a connectivity test just to make sure that you can reach all the required services in your network. After the test is completed successfully, you can open up a new tab and browse to the URL of your newly deployed Assist. This is going to bring you to the setup page of the appliance. Here you can actually choose which mode you want to use for the appliance, and in our case the only option is the Intersight Assist because we deployed a small OVA. First of all, you will need to claim this installer, this Assist, into your Intersight account. Now, in my lab, I don't have a direct connection to the internet, so I will need to configure a proxy. So when you go to settings, you can enable the proxy, you can fill in your proxy hostname and IP address, and after you click save, you will see it now has connection to the internet, and it will provide you with a device ID and a claim code. You can grab the device ID from your Assist, and after you log into your Intersight account where you want to claim the Assist, you can enter the device ID and you can enter the claim code. And then you hit claim, and after that is done, you can continue with the installation. Next, you will do a network requirement check, and when all is green, you can choose to change the internal network of the Intersight Assist. This is used internally, but if you have any devices outside of the Assist that are in the same range, which are overlapping with this range, you should go ahead and change this to another range, but only if you have devices in that range that the Assist needs to communicate to. Otherwise, if you leave it overlapping, the Assist will not be able to reach out to these devices. After you start the installation, you can sit back, relax, have a cup of coffee, come back in an hour or so, and we're almost at the end of our video. The installation is nearly completed, and when it's done, you can just refresh the page and you will see the login screen of your Intersight Assist. After you log in, you can see that it is claimed into your Intersight account and the installation has completed.